Israel and Iran are at war right now. But here is the thing most people do not know. They used to be friends. So what happened? How do you go from allies to sworn enemies who are actively trying to wipe each other off the map? It comes down to one revolution, one ideology, and 40 years of choices that made this war unavoidable. Here is the full story. Part 1, they were friends once. Before 1979, Israel and Iran had a quiet but solid relationship. Iran sold oil to Israel. Israel sold weapons and shared intelligence with Iran. Two countries doing business and helping each other survive in a complicated region. Nobody was talking about destroying anybody. Then one man changed everything. Part 2, Khomeini made Israel the enemy. In 1979, the Iranian people overthrew their king, the Shah, and handed power to a religious cleric named Ayatollah Khomeini. The first thing Khomeini did was close the Israeli embassy in Tehran and hand the building over to the Palestinian Liberation Organization. Then he declared Israel an enemy of Islam. Not a rival, not a problem, an enemy. He called Israel the little Satan and America the great Satan. And he did not just say it once. He built it into the foundation of the entire Iranian government. It was taught in schools, preached in mosques, printed on currency, chanted at government rallies. Opposing Israel was not just Iranian foreign policy, it was Iranian identity, and then Iran decided to act on it. Part 3, Iran built an army around Israel. Iran knew it could not fight Israel face to face. So instead Iran spent the next 4 decades building and funding armed groups on every side of Israel. In Lebanon, Hezbollah, tens of thousands of missiles pointed at Israel. In Gaza, Hamas, funded, trained, and armed by Tehran. In Yemen, the Houthis, firing missiles at Israeli territory. In Iraq and Syria, armed militias loyal to Iran. Iran had essentially surrounded Israel with a ring of weapons and called it the axis of resistance. Israel called it what it actually was: an existential threat. Part 4, then came the nuclear bomb. Everything got worse when Iran started building a nuclear program. Iran said it was for energy. Israel said it was for a weapon. And Israel's position was very simple: a country that has been publicly promising to destroy you for 40 years cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. So Israel went to war in the shadows. Israeli intelligence assassinated Iranian nuclear scientists. Computer viruses destroyed Iranian centrifuges. Iranian military commanders were killed in targeted strikes across the region. Iran hit back through its proxies every single time. Both sides were already at war. Just not openly. Part 5, the shadow war becomes real. On October 7, 2023, Hamas killed 1,200 Israelis in a single day. Israel launched a full assault on Gaza. Hezbollah attacked from Lebanon. The Houthis fired from Yemen. Iran's entire network went to war with Israel simultaneously. Israel responded by going straight to the source. Israeli strikes killed top Iranian commanders. The head of Hamas was killed in Tehran. Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, was killed in Beirut. Iran launched direct missile attacks on Israeli soil for the first time in history. The shadow war was over. The real war had begun. On February 28, 2026, America joined Israel in direct strikes on Iran. Iran's supreme leader Khamenei was killed. The man who had spent 40 years calling for Israel's destruction was gone. This was never really about religion. It was never really about land. It was about one government that made destroying another country the center of its entire identity. And a country that finally decided, enough. 40 years of proxy wars, assassinations, missile attacks, and broken diplomacy. All led to one place. The war happening right now.